and to strengthen cultural traditions. Social anthropologists believe storytelling made up 80% of the fireside conversations of our ancient ancestors. In the Kalahari Desert, a group of nomads known as the Bushmen still spend their days foraging for food, such as melons, nuts, seeds, and antelope. They are hunter-gatherers by day, and they're storytellers at night. When the sun sets on the Kalahari, the Bushmen light fires, and they tell stories, just as our ancestors did thousands of years earlier. During the day, the Bushmen's conversations are focused on survival, hunting strategies, resource management, mediating disputes, etc. Only 6% of their conversations involve stories. By night, it's a different story, literally. As the embers of the fire extend the day, the Bushmen devote 81% of their conversations around the campfire to telling stories. Men and women tell stories, mostly about the people other villagers know and humorous or exciting adventures. For the Bushmen, storytelling triggers the imagination, creates bonds between groups of people who don't know each other, and conveys information about institutions that are critical to the Bushmen's survival. Not all communicators have the skill of storytelling, even in tribal societies. Among the Bushmen, as among TED speakers or business leaders, the best speakers leave the audience rolling with laughter, still with suspense, or inspired to seek their own adventures. Camp leaders were often good storytellers, and the best of the best, the most admired storytellers, use what's called multimodal communication. These include gestures, imitations, sound effects, and songs. The Kalahari storytellers learned that they had to deliver information, convey experiences, inspire, and entertain. You see, if people are not entertained, they stop listening and they go to sleep, not unlike what happens in millions of business presentations every day. Humans evolved to perceive stories as entertaining because, if they did not pay attention, they might be a tiger's lunch. Stories told by firelight put listeners on the same emotional wavelength, elicited understanding, trust, and sympathy, and build positive reputations for qualities like humor, congeniality, and innovation, according to University of Utah anthropology professor Polly Weissner. Through stories and discussions, people collected the experiences of others and accumulated knowledge of options that others had tried. Night talk was critical for transmitting the big picture. Weissner, who spent 3 months living with the Kalahari in northwest Botswana and recorded their conversations, says that appetites for fire-lit settings remain with us to this day. The tools have changed. Back on Necker Island, Richard Branson has a smile on his face as he listens to entrepreneurs leverage the power of story to make him laugh, make him think, and inspire him to invest in their idea. The stories give Branson a new way of looking at the world and ultimately spark his imagination that world-changing innovations are not only possible in his lifetime, but that Branson himself can play a role in their development. Branson so loves storytelling around a campfire that he commissioned a local artist to build a beautiful, hand-carved metal sphere that holds a giant fireball. The firelight talk might have started 400,000 years ago, but our brains are still wired for story today. Of course, the stakes have changed. Instead of hunting for food, the entrepreneurs pitching Richard Branson are looking for cash. And the tools have changed, too. PowerPoint has replaced drawing pictures on a cave wall. But one thing has not changed, and it's our desire, a craving really, to hear captivating stories. Those who have mastered the skill of storytelling can have an outsized influence over others. According to Princeton University neuroscientist Yuri Hassan, a person who tells compelling stories can actually plant ideas, thoughts, and emotion into a listener's brain. The art of storytelling is your most powerful weapon in the war of ideas. On Necker, in the 10 minutes that each entrepreneur is given to articulate the vision behind their idea or product, They must.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.